My name is Kara Walker. I concentrate, I guess, graphically with drawing as the main medium, but my main focus has to do with identity, with the intersections of race, gender, nationality, place, histories, stories, mythologies, jokes, riddles, and paradoxes. So this is an exhibition of my work titled "A Black Hole is Everything a Star Longs to Be." And it's a kind of an excavation of my work from archives, from boxes, and works that I hadn't seen over, I guess, a 28-year period, which sounds absurd, but there are a few drawings in here from at least the very early 90s. The black hole sort of reoccurs in my work in different forms. First, verbally, as the paradoxical whole, which is an emptiness, and a whole with the W, which is a fullness. It has a sexual overtone, obviously, but it's also about this cosmic kind of an existential kind of space, and it's also about blackness, and it's also about blackness in a sort of white colonial landscape, a kind of a non-being or non-entity. The groups of work in themselves constitute a kind of a larger work, and then the exhibition itself is a large work. I just think of it as kind of a work in itself, where you move through these different passages of time, of thought, of humor, and of rage, and of stasis, and of uncertainty, and blandness, or emptiness, or silliness, and sometimes all at the same time. I did a series of drawings of Barack Obama, thinking about all of the caricatures and characterizations, mischaracterizations that have abounded in the time of his, ascendancy to the presidency and beyond. The feeling of loss, and also just the feeling of anger that the country that I lived in would take such a hard turn to the right. They're not exactly exact, I just wanted to sort of get it out there, the positive, negative, For some aligned with greatness, others aligned with savagery, The next image is just the hope that's fading in the dark clouds. The next image is the beleaguered saint, and the next is just getting his revenge very nicely, very upstandingly, and with a great deal of sadness. I do sometimes refer to historical events, and I do also sometimes mix that up with stories and narratives and fictions that permeate the culture. I just started to think about all the unknowns that live within the stories that we tell ourselves, where we come from or who we are. Like, in general, the myth making, the kind of like storytelling, the lies, and the lies that led to bloodshed, and the sort of persistence of those lies as they kind of seep into the body, as they seep into how you're interacting, how people are interacting with me, and how I recognize myself to be different than what they were seeing. So thinking about history and making art, I had to really kind of take into account, do I want to be a real historian, or do I want to be an amateur historian who has misread or only read what she wants to read in order that it supports her argument for legitimacy? And I think when you start making art, you're trying to wiggle between everybody's versions of the truth to find this thing that is the most true thing. Is like, I'm sitting here now doing this line. There's no denying that. So as a woman, as an African American, as an Afro-American woman artist, as an artist, as an amateur historian, as a person who likes to draw, as a person who likes to write, as a person who just is, I think all of the work, especially as you move through it in this exhibition, but also exploring the other work that I've done, like it's the aggregate of it, it's the whole of it that starts to create. I mean, it's all those interactions happen here, they happen there. It resonates in the in-betweens, it resonates in the spaces, this kind of undulating sort of process of sort of reading and feeling that those aspects of oneself. And I think as a viewer, I mean, I don't know as a viewer what happens exactly. I know as myself what happens, but I would hope that it would open up the sense of those possibilities within oneself, to view oneself as a as this kind of clay that is shaped and reshaping.